The mission at the dockyard proves it. Production of Kessler's missiles must be in full swing. The components I found couldn't have been for any other purpose. Sure, we wrecked the operation. But how many of these components have already been shipped to Alagra? How close are the Nazis to mass production of the new missile? One thing's for certain. The Mafia were the ones disrupting the operation at the dockyard. It's a connection OSS. No time to admire the scenery. Gotta deal with Capo.
Ein Geräusch. Da war doch ein Geräusch. Moment, da war ein Geräusch. Ich hab da was gehört. Mein Gott, eine Leiche!
Questo è un vero... Che colori! Davvero magnifico!
Mein Gott, er atmet nicht. Was?
Running low on ammo. Need more bullets.
Ma questo, sul serio, questo è il mio preferito. Se solo quel buffone di Dinelli sapesse che lo sto portando via.
Der Mann ist tot! Scheiße! Wer ist das?
Ammo's almost down empty.
War das zum Teufel?
Einen Toten zu beklagen!
Versteckt euch!
Seid vorsichtig!
In Deckung! Was denn? Oh Gott, ich sehe nicht!
Vor den Jägern! Nein!
Apparently Germans don't like when you throw a rock at them. Actually works pretty well. Imagine if you were in a world war and you were a member of the Jaeger Corps, and then some little asshole was throwing rocks at you. Right? He's in Italy now. Member of the proud Jaeger Corps. And then this little bastard is throwing rocks at him. That's pretty interesting.
Bleibt außer Sicht!
Haltet eure Position, verdammt nochmal!
So today I'm streaming in 1440p in 60 frames per second directly from my graphics cards. It's a GeForce Nvidia GeForce GTX 1070 card. It's a jet fighter of a card, right? It's pretty much you can get a 1080 and then the 1080 Ti that's like two of them 1080s combined. But who needs that much graphics power? And the 1080 is 10%, only 10% more frames at twice the cost of this, right? So that's the weird, the Italian speak that intermittently pops up. I don't know why they have, I don't know what he's saying, but he says something about what talent and what grace. Yeah, and today I'm going to save every single last bullet or round for sniping up here. And I'm just going to use my machine pistol and the gun. And I have still a lot of ammo, right? I have 24 regular rounds in the pistol, 54 in the machine gun. So that should take care of pretty much all of these guys. It wasn't part of the plan that one of them actually should hit me, right? But from down there, but you know. I only think there's like 2 or 3 guys left in this entire area. So I'm considering jumping down, changing to the roof that's over there. And then, yeah, there's like 3 guys left there. Maybe there's a guy still on the roof. I can't really see, but the game plan so far is to simply get as many as close as possible and then kill them as kill them one by one, or as many as you can in a group. Now I have 50 shots left. That should be more than enough to handle 2 or 3 guys. Whoa! The problem is if you jump down from this, I don't think you can get up here again. But you can actually go up the drain pipe, right? But once you leave this terrace, there's no coming back. And I actually really like this roof. That's the roof you enter on from exiting the intro part up there. I like this roof for sniping. I also like that roof for sniping. And I like that roof for sniping. You can jump to and from some of the roofs. You can get over to a roof over there. But unfortunately, you can't jump from that roof to this roof. I tried many a times. You can jump to the smaller roof, but it doesn't really make any difference if you're on that roof. If you could jump to that roof, that would be a whole other thing. If you could jump from from that roof to that roof, right? Hey, Kyle Heinz, Rummenigge, would you please mind? I was trying to convey a point here. That's a footballer from the 80s. If you could jump from that roof to that roof and hang in the gutter, or in the the gutter, right? Or the whatchamacallit, the rain thing. Crawl up on the roof, crawl up here, and snipe up here. That would be sexy, right? Because then you, from that roof, I bet you can see all the way up there and take all of those out. Every single one of them, right? And then you would have a much clearer, from that roof, you would have a much clearer shot at this big checkpoint up here. Right, then you could really do some damage up here. And there's a lot of guys up here to snipe at. And there's even more guys if you get the camp that's further up the road where the tank runs round. And you can exit the roof. You can go down there, right?
Damn it, almost out of ammo.
Down here, and on this roof, if you have trouble with them hitting you from down there. But right now I don't have any trouble. They hit me. I'm hit once, right? I don't have a health gauge, so I can't see how much I'm hit. But judging from the screen, I would say I'm hit like a quarter, maybe. So I have plenty of health left. Even if I should get hit again, I can sustain another hit. So now they have pulled back and are patrolling back and forth over behind the building. And you can't really get a rock that far to make them notice you. Even this one will not affect them, I think. But you saw how absolutely pissed off they got by just hitting them with a rock. It was the same deal yesterday when I unfortunately hit the guy at the mansion episode. I meant to throw a rock over his head.
Better find some ammo.
Whoa! Did you see that? It changes from right to left. I don't know what part of the meeting, of the game meeting, they found out that it was really a bright idea to change shoulder from left to right in the middle of a gunfight, and then put it on the most exposed button you use the most. Like, who does that? And I have a theory about those who can't play video games make video games. And those who can play video games don't bother making video games. So we always end up with semi-skilled players making these games. And that's why something like this is a feature, right? in the middle of the gunfight. Who makes that feature? In the middle of the gunfight, I need to change shoulders, and that breaks off the shooting, right? Completely throws off your aim. In the middle of the gunfight. And it's just a slight pressure on the right thumbstick. And that right thumbstick is what you actually use to aim with, right? So if you just apply just the slightest touch to this, downwards, right? You will instantly stop the shooting and change shoulder, like this. Right. At what meeting did they find out? This is a brilliant idea, right? At what point did they figure out this is a brilliant idea? Of course the players want this. Yeah, they're absolutely begging for being in a gunfight and accidentally pressing this while aiming, right? And it's just the slightest pressure you need to apply. Then it changes shoulder. In the middle of a gunfight. Cutting off your action. What a brilliant idea. And it's not the only game that does it. It happens in Far Cry, that series of games as well. At whatever meeting they found out that this was a brilliant idea. It couldn't be more stupid. Right? Wow, he really couldn't get far over to the right, huh? That's almost cheating. I hit 2 of them. And what did I get? But yeah, I've just proven you that a 200 is absolutely nothing, right? But when you play from streaming on the PS4, then the PlayStation automatically downgrades the video output to 720p, and it cuts the screen in like in three quarters, and in order to feel confident shooting at really long range, like 300 or 400 meters. Right? This is 300. You actually need a full screen, and you actually need the thing to be as big as possible, right? How can I hit him twice and not kill him? Like, who can survive that? He just stands there. Okay, I've just been hit twice. No big deal. Doesn't that count for anything? Nope. So you see how hard that is. You hit him twice. You saw me hitting him twice. He jumped around. 14 shots. He jumped around. 300. You saw the blood squirting, like. That was 2 definitely hits. The first 2 shots at 300. There's another guy. They was just kindly stand over there so I could shoot them. Thank you very much. And that's the spotter. You can actually be so lucky in this game that if you shoot the spotter early and don't reach him fast enough, then the spotter will actually vanish. That's the most valuable guy they have. Brilliant. Shooting at 200 when you should be at 3, right? Wasting valuable ammo. That's that is really, that is classical. That must reach a highlight reel sometimes, right? That's the 3rd guy I hit. They simply won't die. Like how many times? How many times do we need to hit them? Right? Now I hit that guy twice. Right? How many times do I need to hit a guy in the head before he dies? Okay, I totally understand that they want to make it hard. And it is hard. You can barely see them up there, right? If I weren't playing at 1440 on a 49-inch screen in 4K, right, I would have a pretty hard time finding this. $100, that's no problem at all, right? It's boring. It's easy. It's pointless, right? Okay, so why don't you throw me a bone, right? Like, give me a challenge. But like yesterday when I killed those guys at 400, that was kind of fun. I've done that previously, playing straight off the PlayStation into the TV, but you can't stream that, and you can't show that in 1080. If you make a video of that, it will downgrade the video to 720. And I actually have a theory that the PlayStation actually plays in 720, but it upgrades the video. You hit that guy again. How many times do I need to hit them? Alright. I was just hiding, right? I hit him twice again, right? So I have no problem with this, but it gets to be, some days you absolutely cream them, right? And other days it's more or less like this, where you shoot them, then they like jump 10 feet left. Totally understand that they're animated to react to being hit, and probably by the force they're hit at, right? So if you just hit them slightly, they react a little, but if you hit them hard, they jump hard, right? Just like you can see that in some parts they actually jump like 10 feet left when you hit them. So if I hit someone with enough force to make him jump 10 feet left, how much health has he got left? Like would it be prudent to say that he was kind of dead then? Alright, he's hit again. Finally he's dead. Like, oh yeah, he's actually not dead. Did you see? I hit him so hard twice. Look at the blood that's over there. Look at the amount of blood that just gushed out of him. You saw how hard I hit him twice. Look at the amount of blood. And he's just A-okay. Right. And now I'm fresh out of ammo. Okay, so complaining, right?
Ammo's not gonna last much longer.
Yeah.
This'll come in very easy.
So I'm actually making a together with a friend that's that I've worked part-time on making games. I'm making a sketch to the company that makes this this game, of how they could like make a version 4.5 somewhat easily and make it interesting
Transmission code.
and make the multiplayer part in future episodes much more easy and interesting, instead of making essentially a brand new card or a brand new map based upon work they have already done. Then just utilize whatever map they have already made that's playable and that works, and simply add on a playable area on top, like a border that frames whatever map you pick. And this this playable area, the size of it and the shape of it is more or less random. So the teams make up their mind, that can vote on which of the episodes they want to play at, right? So let's say a team votes, or a server votes to play on this Monastery episode. Then the server actually chooses one of the random sized playable areas and simply puts it down over this map, right? And that means these borders can actually be pretty much random, but they can be chosen by the people making the game, right? So the border is not running through like a house, so it's like running right here. So it's random size areas based on some kind of rules. And that makes it 100 times better, right? Because now you're utilizing this area that actually works fine. If it works for campaign, it pretty much should work for multiplayer. It's not exactly 1-to-1. But it must be as good as those maps that they are specifically making for multiplayer use. Because they're taking parts of these episodes and making those into multiplayer maps, right? Because that fortress map in multiplayer, that's based on the episode 7, the last episode, right? And you know, other episodes are also based on other parts of maps, and that's totally fine. But then why not utilize this map in multiplayer? That will be to have buildings that you can crawl on, right? Imagine they just, let's say it's a no-cross map, right? So they just superimpose a playable area with some kind of border, right? Over, let's say, from down here up to the castle, right? And so you play 2 times 10 minutes and change sides. What would be wrong with that? Look at the amount of area you have to be in. Right? Look at all of these sniping points you could have. How interesting that would be, instead of that stationary, boring map, the same maps over and over and over again, right? It's like having the same food over and over and over again. No matter how much or how good you make the map, right? When you've played it 100 times, it's getting boring. When you've played it 101 times, it's not as exciting as playing it the first time. And then you can say, oh well, playing this way would also get boring. But no, it doesn't get boring, because as I said, the map would get random spaced and randomly placed on this entire map. It could be from one side of the fortress all the way up to the monastery, or from over there playing longwards over to the fortress or the castle or whatever that's called. Or it could be from the top of that hill to somewhere over there, right? And then giving us a 300-meter shot just like this, which is very rare in these multiplayer games. Then you could utilize all of these rooftops, right? And then you can actually make sense of jumping to another rooftop, because you can actually jump from these rooftops to the other rooftops. But it doesn't make any sense, right? See, you can jump over here, but it doesn't make any sense at all, because I can't see anything now, right? Just have these bloody trees in the way. And now I hurt myself showing you this. That's excellent. But that was the point, that was the idea of future sniping episodes. And then there's the point where you can stand on the roof, and I'm just going to show it briefly how these cheating turds, they are using those. The cheating turds are standing, imagine you're sitting over there and Mr. Best or some guy is standing on a roof, right? He can actually just be running like this, running around and round and round. And what you're seeing is a guy running around and round and round like this, while he's actually aiming on you. Do you think it's possible to run around on a roof like this? Right? And then just boom! Shoot you. And boom! Shoot you, right? Boom! That's what you're seeing those turds do, right? And they're doing it in map after map after map after map. So shouldn't it be possible to just put in some kind of, like, that the player gets dizzy, that you can't keep a level sight plane and then run round in circles like this? Like that your eyesight is actually following the player somewhat, right? So if you're running around, then you're actually forced to change view somewhat, right? So it doesn't just automatically stay in one place and you can just run around, right? That's because the devs making the game are not good players. They can't think through the ramifications of the game mechanics that they induce, right? So this is a conscious choice by the devs that it would be good for a really unskilled player. That's the sniper looking at me, right? I'm going to kill him in a bit from the roof over there. I'm just showing you that we are arguing for taking away this shit, right? This shouldn't be possible. It's completely stupid. And so if you give people more random spots to snipe from, you would eliminate, if you combine that with actually having, if you give them more good places to snipe from, and combine that with the let's say the dizziness factor of spinning around, and it's not possible to do all this shit, right? To just stand on the roof and spin around like this, or stand on a rock and then do complete nonsense like that, right? That's a feature they have kept in the game from the campaign mode, from this campaign mode, right? For the really non-skilled players, to make it possible for them to actually hit something, right? But this game should actually mimic somewhat a real-life feature of a sniping game, except you can't spin around like that, right? Your eyes, you can't like have eyes in your back of your head, right? To keep a fixed point in the far distance and then spin around like that. That's not how people work. But apparently that's what this third-person view allows you to do. So that's what we are. That would be pretty easy to implement, right? It would just take that. You have, of course, you have some freedom of movement, right? Because you can turn your head somewhat. You can turn it to the shoulder right? But this shouldn't be possible, right? It shouldn't be possible, and then boom! That is just nonsense. And that's because the people that are making this game are actually not very good players. We have seen them play. We've seen them play for several times. Whenever they host new games and they have new episodes coming out or new game types coming out, and they're hosting games, and it's not really impressive, to say the least. I saw one of the devs play, and they played in a team deathmatch on hardcore, and of course he chose hardcore, right? And what happens in hardcore? Well, people start team killing, right? But because apparently that's sniping. When you can't hit the other team, so what do they do? And the turrets start team killing. And of course the dev chooses a hardcore mode to play in, right? Because hardcore is so hardcore. Hardcore is so soft. So why do I say that hardcore is soft? Well, because you actually can stay alive really easily in hardcore mode. It's much more difficult to stay alive in normal mode or casual. So if you want to play hardcore mode, then fucking does. So if you want to play hardcore mode, why not play pure sniper then? Why add the bullshit of this having to aim when there's no wind and you can't really know how the game is aiming, right? Instead of just aim, right? Why jump over the fence to get greener grass? If you know what I mean. Why go to the trouble of crossing the streams to get water? Why don't you just aim yourself? Because that's what hardcore mode is about, right? That's hardcore. Aiming yourself should be hardcore, right? But apparently that's too hard for hardcore, right? So that's why I call hardcore really soft. Hardcore mode is for people that pretend, for people that actually can't. People that can't hit him first time. People that can't kill him, right? I think he should die now. That's pretty thick. You can't hit him and kill him. Now, he's still not dead. Did you see he jumped up again? How many times do I need to hit a guy? And then I hit a Jaeger once. You clearly saw me hit that guy 4 times. Like, how little damage do a guy take? I know he's about 300 meters away, right? But, like, is that even possible? Should that be a thing in a game? Hit a guy 4 times with a sniper rifle. Even hitting him at 300 is a stretch, right? When you're aiming yourself, you have to correct for wind and keep the gun steady and whatnot, right? 300, that's far. See how little we have to aim at. But then hitting him 4 times! What the hell? Apparently they hurt me, so... Now I only have to hit them 3 times, right? I also hit that guy. And it's not like they're stopping to, like, band-aid, right? Then you would have a bigger chance of actually hitting them again. I hit that guy, right? Hard. He's not dead. He's actually running around. That was a running hit at 300, right? And he's not dead. He's dead now. Should that be a thing? Like, how much damage can a guy take? It's not like I'm throwing rocks at them again, right? It's this motion is doing serious damage to them. Right? It actually should be pretty devastating, given the fact that. Whoa! He just jumped 10 feet left. All right, the other left. Given the fact that, you know, the Russians actually devastated, the Russian snipers devastated the Germans and kept them from entering most of the big cities in the Second World War, right? Using this rifle. And much more primitive scopes than this. I don't think they had 6 times zoom back then. I don't think they had a slow motion button and whole breath function. Right. Now, I have some sniper training from the army. It's actually not called sniper training, it's called dedicated marksman, right? But you're using a sniper rifle, a single shot sniper rifle. And you're shooting what is a 300 Magnum bullet. We actually shot the 338 La Pure Magnum, and that's pretty violent. I really wouldn't like to be hit by a bullet like that. That's you're going to have a pretty bad day after that. You're going to notice that. It's not like you can walk it off. That could shoot out to the range we were shooting at was out to 1,000 meters, but you can shoot out to about 2,000 meters and then still absolutely devastate people if you hit them, right? But even at 1,000 meters, things get extremely small, even with a modern day scope. And we're using 20 times zoom on a Leopold scope with bipods and fitted stock and scopes and everything. Right, so it's not. It wasn't really a rifle that was the absolute best sniper rifle you can get, but it was plenty good enough, right? It was customizable to fit the shooter, and it carried a really big boom. So that 338 bullet, Le Pure Magnum, that's an absolute monster. And then when you add a silencer, it gets
Ammo's almost empty.
it gets really it gets to be a super good weapon, right? It doesn't go as quiet as the silenced weapons in this game, right? Or when you're using silenced ammo in this game, but it really cuts down the noise. So if you are like, let's say you are 200 meters away, you would never know that a sniper is shooting at you. But without a silencer, then you could hear it really far away, right? We could hear it. You can hear the boom and the crack, like almost a mile away. You can't really hear it that loud, right? But you can hear the pop, and you can hear that someone is definitely shooting over there. If you're not using a silencer, the silencer doesn't make it totally soundless. Silencer just cuts down the noise. If you want to make it totally silent, then you have to use subsonic ammo. And that makes sniping borderline pointless
Can't find anything else.
if you're shooting at any kind of range. That is, sniping at range, like sniping at more than 200 meters. That's but when you get to do a dedicated marksman course, then you train above 200 meters, and that was devastating when actually hitting someone. I've actually tried to shoot at half a pig. We bought Oops. We bought half a pig and cut it up in two pieces, right? The front and the bottom half, or the front and the back half, and then put it up
Jackpot.
on a private shooting range, but using the guns that we had to see the result of actually getting hit with a bullet traveling like that, and see the effect of different kinds of bullets hitting people, right? Because there's actually a very large difference between a full metal jacket bullet and something like that's more armor piercing. Armor piercing will just, you know, absolutely fly right through things,
This could be handy.
where a normal bullet would actually open up a cavity more.
No more to find here.
So we sort of practiced on seeing how devastating a hit from, let's say, we were practicing at the standard range of 400 meters, to see how devastating a hit like that would be, right? And 400 meters is pretty easy to hit, especially when you are on a range and you have a spotter, and you know you pretty much know the wind, right? So it's not oh, that was a pistol show. Now you got to see the pistol in action. That's pretty rare. But so how about them apples? That was the good old Luger in action. That's I would like one of those. That's for sure. That's a sexy motherfucker. We had a gun called the Neuhausen. That was a gun from SIG in 9mm as a service gun. It was pretty good.
Nothing else to find.
We also trained with the 92 FS, the US service pistol in 9mm as well, because we were among US troops a lot, so being able to shoot different weapons, you know, to have commonality in weapon size was great. But if we're going somewhere, we are basically using the M4, right? Holy shit. Actually started using the M1 Garand. and trading with that. That's an absolute sexy motherfucker. That's holy shit. I wouldn't like to be the on the end of that one. And something like that when a 308 bullet, or the 30-06 comes absolutely barreling down on you, then you would have a pretty good bad day, you know. Totally understand why they said it was the greatest battle implement of all time. Because compared to Car 98 that most Germans were issued with in Second World War, then the M1 is like a machine gun, completely insane. Then people say, oh, it's really bad that you have to use that clip. You know, I can't see the difference between using a clip and a magazine. It's a magazine you have to take with you. A clip you can just, when it pops up, it pops up. I've never ever heard one even think about popping up if you heard that sound, that ping sound. Ping! When you actually clear the gun, right? The clip jumps up. And the ejection spring clears the actual clip that holds the round into the chamber. So, but I've never ever heard anyone say that, or even anyone think that, you know, you could just pop up if you heard that. That's the worst nonsense I've ever heard in my life, right? Because it takes less than 3 seconds to reload. If you're in combat and you use the M1, right? Then you're always carrying a spare clip in your hand. Right? You're always having a spare clip in your hand. You're holding a spare clip in your little finger and your ring finger, right? You're always doing that. Or you're actually having a spare clip strapped to the buttstock of your rifle. Some even have a spare clip ready in their left hand, and they can actually reload with their left hand. Wow! Did you see that flying up? They can actually use their left hand to reload. It's recommended that you use your right hand, right? You change. You move your left hand down if you're right-handed. If you use your left hand down, and then just take a clip out of your holster. Okay, let's try 200 then. And when you have done that, then you press down on the ejection handle, and then press down with the clip and release the handle, right? There's a spring and a catch. But the point is that if you are really good, then you can actually reload with your left hand, using your left hand instead of your right. And that means you're free to hold another clip in your left hand while you're shooting, right? Oh shit. So while I'm telling war stories, these guys got in here because I didn't go down and place my mines like I should. Like a big boy, right? That was pretty dick. Maybe we should do like this. That also quiet the generator. It gets annoying to listen to. How the fuck did they get in here?
Can't find anything else.
So it's actually totally possible to reload using your left hand. Yeah, then you have to go to use the higher powers. Meaning you have to go to the roof, right? Oh, that guy. He hit a mine. That's... No, but it's like I said, it's totally possible to reload with your using your left hand while keeping the right hand on the trigger. So the instant it says ping, like 3 seconds later, there's a new clip in the gun, right? That's I don't know how fast you are, but Usain Bolt, you know, wouldn't have a great chance of actually making it that far in 3 seconds. You have to be extremely brave and stupid in order to get out of a safe place. Get out of cover and charge as someone in cover that's got possible multiple weapons, and you hear a ping, right? That's you gotta be pretty dicked to do that. That's
Guess I grabbed everything useful.
gotta really have a date with a higher power and really believe that you get 72 virgins in order to actually do that. Then yes, totally don't have any mines in here. Nope, I don't have any mines in here. Just come on in. The water's fine. Just come on in. Yeah, come on. Yeah, dude, come on. Just come on in. Yeah. Well done, buddy. You know, I'm just trying to keep the gun steady for the shot, right? I know I'm on target. Just need to keep the gun somewhat steady. Release between shots. Then use the hold breath function to steady your gun. I don't think any of the devs actually know what power they've given us, right? Oh, they're right over there. This is danger. This is danger, danger, danger. This is stupid. Because I don't need this ammo right now. I have 13 shots. I can deal with that. I don't need to do this. This is stupid.
Nothing else.
Right? I definitely don't need him. See, the reason I'm not going over and searching him instantly is because if I did that, I wouldn't have the possibility to pull back or pull away. If anyone sees you or sees you go down and start searching, sometimes they will pop up the moment you go down. Then the instant they pop up and will start shooting at you. If I'm just searching them with binos, then nothing will actually happen.
This will come in very useful. I just had a guest in the studio asking me why I was talking in English and talking to myself kind of loud. I had to explain what I was doing and explain the setup. It looks like NASA. Like couple of PCs, a capture card, a PlayStation, like what the fuck? Is this a video game, or am I launching a space mission to Mars? Like, NASA could actually come and run the next Mars mission from this setup. It's completely dicked, man.
Did you hear those birds? You can hear the birds land, making noise, and then they start like chirping. That was weird. I hit the sniper twice. 3 times a lady, right? Finally dead. Only takes 3 shots to kill a sniper. That's reaction shooting for you. That's just knowing he's about 200 meters out. I didn't look. You saw me check the wind before. I knew just roughly where he would go to, right? And then you actually check the wind. How's the wind in that area? So when you come back to that area, you don't spend time looking up at the wind gauge on top. You can just tell like it was that much. So that's how you can hit a guy at 200 and something meters in that darkness where you can't, and that, looking at that on a guy that's running up in black, running up that. You know, you can watch the snipe and watch shadows and movement and whatnot, right? On a running guy, yeah. Wow. Wow. That kinda looked good. That kinda looked really good. I don't wanna brag, but that looked good when that little of his head is above the edge of that wall. And you just cream him and he just jumps back. And you just see blood gushing out of his head. Boom! That's why you see me check the wind before I actually line up a shot, right? So I know just roughly what the shot is going to be like. See, click in and out. And I make him look. What the fuck? What kind of animation was that? Spinning around, then darting to the left. Why can't they just animate them like normal people would? Like, you sort of fall backwards and start patching up instead of that shit. Instead of like doing a period like it's like you're a piece of, you know, a fucking ballet dancer. And then just darting left, because that would be a normal thing to do, right? Just make a Superman jump to the left. That's dick. Excuse my language, but I get irritated on the game when they clearly have spent hours and hours and hours making this feature, and it's just plain wrong, right? It's just an absolute waste of time and resources from their side. It would be perfectly fine if they have just made it like a normal animation. Instead of when you hit a guy, then he has to jump 10 feet left and spin around, and you can just see the game engine freak out. Like it simply can't handle the fact that someone is hitting a player at 300 meters. Then it doesn't know how the player should react, right? I don't think they have ever tested this to figure out if someone can actually hit a player in pure sniper mode at 400 meters or even 550 like I can, right? Because if you can hit someone at 550, they should actually, you know, they should lower the threshold for a kill, like just a tad, like. Right? Can't be that it should be even more difficult to kill a guy at 550. Totally understand that, you know, they can't just give kills away. Like if you are within 10 feet, that's a kill. That would be stupid, right? It's not what I'm saying, but if you can hit a guy and visibly see that he's jumping left and blood is squirting out of him, and when you come up and see him afterwards, see the place that you hit him, it's just covered in blood, then like could you cut me a break? Like, how often do I hit a guy at 550 meters? An absolute crazy excitement. I've never ever heard about anyone doing that.
No more to find here.
There's actually surprisingly few people playing on pure sniper. And there are even fewer good players doing that. We are a handful of players on PlayStation 4 that can do it, right? And then there's some guys with magical eyes and magical aim.
I think I've grabbed all I can.
You know, that stands on the roof and spins around and turns and fires. Even in pure sniper mode. I actually have video of a guy that I played with on PlayStation 3. An absolute cheating jerk-off player called Husky Smith. And I was hosting a sniper game in pure sniper. And he came in and started mouthing off, and then I told him I totally know who you are, because I've been playing with you, and he told him that he was a cheating asshole. And then he started saying, no, I'm not cheating. And how am I cheating? How am I cheating? And then I told him who I actually was. That we've been playing a lot on PlayStation 3, on this old version 3 game, where he was outside the map. I've like 10 videos of him being outside the map. Going outside the map is cheating, right? And then he actually figured it out. Then like 15, 20 seconds into talking to me, he actually figured out that, oh shit, that's the guy I'm talking to, right? But he just instantly went into lying mode. Deny, lie, right? He was like the Clinton's godson, right? He was like the Clinton child you have never heard about, right? He was like the secret twin brother of Chelsea Clinton, right? Absolutely lying asshole.
Better get to the monastery.
Complete dirtbag, right? And the funny thing that the first game I played in No Cross on PlayStation 3, I was against that guy, Husky Smith. And that was the first death I had on PlayStation 3. That was from him, being outside the map, and I simply couldn't figure it out. Why the kill cam would come from outside the map. And then I sort of asked around and found out the reason why he was 10-0. Because he was outside the map, on top of some rocks on a map called Canyon. An absolute dirtbag, absolute scum face. Pure utter scum. And a guy, these cheating types always, you know, hang out in a group, so they often play together. And him and Kobe he's called Kobe 184, I think. There's ginormous cheaters, right? They will do anything to cheat. You just fall down, or I think he just fell off the roof because there's an exit down to the other side. Maybe that killed him, but we didn't get a kill cam. And then there's a guy called Murphy Jalen. Standard Murphy, like underscore, and then Jalem, Jalem. Why he's called that nickname, I don't know. And he's an absolute dickhead, absolute lying, cheating scumbag. So he's the archetypical lawyer type. Complete, utter dirtbag. Just an absolute lying cunt face. And I owned him so many times and killed him so many times in version 3. But you won't believe it. And once I killed that Murphy Jalem guy while he was trying to cheat. That's pretty rare to if you get the chance, right? So he was lying on top of some sandbags, trying to slide down them to go over some barbed wire and over a fence on the airstrip map. And what do you know? I just pop up in the cave. And just like the officer right there had really bad timing, then Murphy had really bad timing. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Right? That was just. So I caught him on the way down. On those sandbags while he was trying to cheat. Right? It's a known cheating area where they try to cross over the barbed wire and the fence. So the question was then, and then I just hounded him, right? And I think I still got a video of me actually killing him while trying to cheat. That is my shooting blanks now. I'm actually not very good at hitting short range, strong sidewind shots. It's not really my favorite thing. I don't mind long range shots in strong sidewind because that becomes linear at 200 or 300 meters. But at 100 it's like, how much windage should I give him? And then it's just gusting here, right? Now it's 1.5 and now it's almost 2. If you move like 10 feet left or 10 feet right, then the wind totally changes. I don't think he died from that. Maybe he did. I would kind of dig the tumble he just took. But back to that Murphy Jalem. And then he just starts, you know when people are scumbag, when they're cheating, and they assume that someone better than them must be cheating, right? Then he starts arguing. He clearly got caught cheating. That's not good, right? That's then you know that I'm really going to squeeze that. I'm really going to press home that point every single time I meet him, every single time I can, right? That's like a bargaining chip that won't grow old, right? That he's a cheater. But then he started, saying, oh well, then he tried to make me a friend, right? And I don't need friends like that. I don't need anyone that even... I don't need a friend that even plays with cheaters, right? I don't need anyone that's tainted in any way, shape or form,
Nothing else to find.
right? If you play with cheaters, if you hang around with cheaters, then you accept what they do. Then you normalize it. Right? And of course we don't normalize cheating, right? We don't accept cheating. They should be shunned. They should be banished from the game. But the people making the game was completely careless. Didn't give a shit. People can cheat as much as they like. It's not their thing. They wouldn't even implement a playable area that you can handle, and that's the driver. He moves right when I shoot. Like, how many times do I have to hit that slit? Okay, let's go to the big one. You can actually just run up to it now and plant the satchel charge. Just run away again. You have to be careful because there's a rear gunner. Why he sort of turns away, I don't know. That's
No more to find here.
I don't know if they're trying to help the poor players by doing that, or what they're doing, but why they would implement, you know.
Questo è il mio preferito. Se solo quel buffone di dinelli sapesse che lo sto portando via.
I often think that the devs implement something that they think are really hard, something that's really something that makes the game really hard to play, right? The game mode they just made, they have just made the soldiers charge even more, meaning that soldiers that you can clear out half the map by just sniping in one place, because players from half the map will just come running like crazy. So you can clear out half the map. They have clearly overlooked the fact that people can hit someone at 200 meters or 300 meters, right? Yes, it gets really hard and really difficult if you're kind of new and you don't really get into a good spot and you can't really hit someone that's charging, right? But if I'm on a roof and 6 guys,
This will come in very useful.
you know, are charging, then 4 of them will be dead instantly. And the last 2 will go in cover somewhere, right? And it's not going to end well. No, it's not going to be a happy ending. There's no cookies or have a little cry and then walk it off. There's some guys down there at the gun that we have to take out, but I think I heard someone over here. One of the guys we killed up from the roof.
Nothing else.
Really like using this Luca. It's absolutely accurate, deadly accurate. Hey, now he's down. He's not getting up from that, right? He's dead. See?
Well, yeah, I think missed a lot of shots, and I totally done past it. And yeah, I really could have done this much faster than you did. And why didn't you just charge him?
If I get a boy once, I really want someone like Carlton. You don't run around down here in the mine field unless you have cleared it, right? And I cleared it earlier. Actually played with a guy in co-op, and then I asked him, did you just clear the minefield? Yeah. And he actually did. He actually cleared the minefield. But he only cleared 2 of the 3 mines. Totally missed the 3rd mine. Apparently he never knew that there was a 3rd mine. And he's always just cleared 2 mines. And managed to actually dodge the 3rd mine. I was stupid enough to actually believe him. So I just ran down there. And then I asked him again, did you clear the minefield? Because it didn't look like the minefield was actually clear. And I didn't have time and patience enough to wait and actually search where I thought I saw a mine.
Judging by the officer's diary, there's more to the app than meets the eye.
And so I actually went down in a co-op game, you know, in that minefield. I was then of course he came and rescued me, and I just rescued him like 4 times, so it wasn't a big deal. You can actually, I have a video of me shooting this tank. You can shoot the driver's hatch at 100 meters. It's not that difficult. It's that slit right there. If you hit it straight on from down here. right? Then it's not really, I've done that several times with only 4 times zoom. See, he turns around, right? He actually just ran over his own guy. Then the gunner slit opens. So you shoot the gunner slit. Now the gunner's dead. The point being that you can see there's still a machine gun right there. Alright? He just opened up. I just forced him to open up. And that machine gunner you can't kill. I don't know why they have made it such that you can't kill him, but you can't kill him. The driver's dead, I shot him. Gunner's dead. It's 90 meters or something, right? My favorite spot of killing them is actually up there. Exactly 100 meters, where there's not turning. And I've done that numerous times with the 43. It's an excellent gun at 100 meters. He will actually freak out and kill you. But we have a cure for that. That usually kills the driver. And that destroys the tank. And then you go in and collect the last 2 Panzer rounds you have. Now you have 4 again. But 4 really isn't not really that much. Because we have sniped and made a lot of noise. Actually, you clear out guys. There's a couple of guys normally going down there. Right? So, from down there, all the way down there. Right? We'll clear out half of the map. Just by sniping from down there. So it's totally fine that they have made the soldiers more aggressive and harder charging. That's totally fine. But I never imagined, I don't think they have imagined that someone would actually be able to just scream those guys come running at 200 and 300 meters and just be totally safe on a roof, right? That was I don't think they have ever had one of the devs test that, because you clean out guys from up here. And I was sniping from way down there, right? And up here is a long way. There's 300 to the front porch of that castle. So there's another 100 meters. That's 400 meters away, right? So the last part is only the part of the monastery when they're not like charging at you like absolute crazy. This is where the sniper died, right? That's the guy I killed up from the roof.
Guess I grabbed everything useful.
When you're up here, you simply make a backstop. Because the son of a bitches, they will come running. Can't simply accept the fact that I'm better than them. Yeah. Whoa-ho-ho-ho! Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. I'm just standing having a watch if they come out from the thing over there, right? I really want to cream some of them with this Panzerfaust gun. They're over there. You can see when it turns red, then you can hit something or someone. It could be a box, it could be a ladder, it could be whatever. But it could also be a soldier. Unfortunately, we didn't see if we killed him. Pretty sure we did. Yeah, that was the last guy. Totally cleared out the entire map on that side just by doing that. I want to take him with the Panzerfaust just because I can. Just because those bastards took away my Panzerschreck. Why would anyone do that? Don't mess with my Panzerschreck. I was like the king of absolute Panzerschrecking. People say, oh, it's so easy, oh, yeah, you just fire, yeah, oh, it's so easy, right? Well, Panzerschrecking wasn't easy at all. First of all, you only had 3 rounds, and second of all, there was no aim assist, there were no nothing. You had to judge your shot, right? You have to, just like in pure sniper mode, you actually have to judge the distance and hold over, right? There were no wind or that's a German. I thought I've cleared. What the fuck is that? Can anyone see what they're shooting at? Ah, he must be hiding over there. There's my little friend. Let's go and use his machine gun for a while. Didn't he leave a machine gun? Was that true? Did he really not leave me a gun? It wasn't very nice. I only shot him once and he could have left me something. That's not very nice. Got to live a whole lot longer than all of his friends are. So it's sort of a bad spot to be in. So
Can't find anything else.
it's 300 meters, so it's not the end of the world. I can't find you, right? If I just apply a little bit of skill. Actually, it's not 300, it's more like 280, but let's just say it's 300 because you're aiming at 300.
Nothing else to find.
Okay, so let's go inside and see if there's a gun in there. I really think there's some guns hanging on the wall, but I can't remember if they're just... It's like a small armory in here, right? There's two more. Yeah, sorry buddy, I was just trying to get out. It's you totally can just block me in. That's fine, buddy. It's my bad. You just stand there, keep guard. Yeah, you really don't have to help me, okay? I got this. Okay? You could just stand there wearing your stupid blue scarf, right? Totally. I got this. Okay? And then they talk with like really southern German accent, like a really cerebral, very it's from Bayern, from the Munich area, where they talk like that. They always sound slightly drunk. Maybe they are, but it's also the home of the beer festivals, Oktobergarten and Estrud. Said he is dead. Now you're dead. Good jump, buddy. Good jump. I will give that a 9.2. Okay. A 9.2. Your buddy, that wasn't impressive, but that was a good salto. That was pretty hard. Cosa saba. And now they didn't leave me. They didn't leave me a machine gun, right? Yes, they did. Back to the snap. I don't know, I think it's an Italian gun. Whoa. It's actually 3 people coming right there. Usually they don't come that far down. Good miss, buddy. Good miss. Whoa! Let's go over and meet him, right? Give him a welcome. See? Just in the middle of the fucking firefight. Right? It changed the shoulder. Who the fuck needs that? Who the fuck needs to change shoulder in the middle of a firefight? Really? That really necessary? Like, who at Rebellion came up with the idea that we should have an option of changing right, then you stop them with a rock. Right. You can simply break the entire thing just by throwing a rock. It's so stupid.
No more to find here.
And I'm just getting bored and I'm just playing like loosey-goosey instead of sniping, because there's no sniping left. There's 100 meters max and it's boring. It's pointless. Right. The game is not called Short Range Sniping Elite 4. In fact, I should actually change my gun to, if it was possible. And now we have cleared out the entire side of this map. It's the noise the tits out of me, right? Cleared all of these people out over here. Car 98, I don't... It's not faster shooting than my gun. And now I'm bored and this is pointless. Go and see if we can there's actually a possibility to change our main gun to a Kakano or Mannlicher. That's dunk. Dunk. What do you have? I feel kind of bad for him that the tank ran him over, but there's nothing I can do for you, buddy. It's nothing I can do. So you may ask, why I'm just running around? Well, I'm running around to find the faster shooting gun. Would like to have the 43, if you don't mind. Not that I need it, but it would be kind of nice to demonstrate sniping with another gun, sniping, a different kind of sniping you have to do when using a different gun with a different zoom. It's only got 4 times zoom and it's much You know, it's not a one-shot kill on people instantly, right? It's totally fine because we can. It stops them, and it pretty much always knocks them over or does something really bad to them, and then we kill them, right? Kind of use a little bit more ammo. It takes a little bit more time sometimes, but it's just as fun, and you can just instead of just, you know, shooting for the body, you start aiming for the head instead. It becomes even more challenging and even more fun because it gets harder and harder is fun. But no one of these guys had 43 on them. After a while, the guns disappear. Sniper had a 43. But the sniper's dead up there, right? He didn't have a gun on him. So... no one of these guys have a gun. And none of the freshly killed guy up at the of the place, at the thing, at the guy, at the that's the MKB. It's absolutely useless. It's like the assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr, but it's absolutely crap. The muscle climb is enormous and there's no trade-off. Usually there's a trade-off between hard hitting and muscle climb, right? But there's no such trade-off there. It's not actually very hard hitting, but there's an enormous amount of recoil. He's still standing there with his blue stupid scarf, blocking the way, right? 10 minutes later, you haven't moved. Okay, the sniper up here has a 43. Up in that tower. Up there. Pretty much know we have cleaned out the entire side of this map. And all those guys can run out, and there's not much left stuff here to have fun with it. All of these guys are gone. That was those down by the bridge, so there's possibly some left up here by the gun. We can test the water out, right? There's some guy right there. Just hit him with our gun. And by gun I mean a rock. Shot him right in the ass. Ass, then head, right? It's not a very nice joke, but that was ass to mouth. No. Nothing. Nothing. have to be careful because the gun blowing up will actually kill you. So, and if you do that later, then if you do that, there's an exit point on the map right down there. And if you stand too close to the map, to the gun blowing up, you just wasted 2 hours playing. Oh, however long it takes, right? But I've taken extraordinarily long today to play this thing. Mainly for my own sake, because I was just trying, I was dying to test out how good this is. That's the guy you have to kill. There's a guy up here, Piero Capo.
Time to meet your maker. I believe you have something for your good friend.
That was
Might be a sniper up there. Need to look out for traps.
you can hear a sniper up in the tower. Moving around, so the sniper up in the tower should actually be able to hear us. You pull this thing to
Which truck has the arc? Prepare their ambush.
I actually couldn't understand what you had to do when I was playing this at the first time, because my first playthrough was the old version of a pure sniper mode. Back then they hadn't invented wind. Right. This is really stupid, but let's try to defuse this mine. Right, that's the perfect way to waste an entire match. To take a mine you don't need, right? Simply throw a rock up here, you turn around, face the rock, and then you can just climb up, shoot him in the head. Usually you can use silenced ammo, but it really doesn't matter if you use silenced ammo or not, because you're already alerted all of these guys down here, right? So now this is the 43 I've been talking about. It's just 4 times zoom. Look at the other. It's a semi-auto rifle, and it shoots something like that. It's very linear in holdover. Shoots very fast. When you change rifles from one to the other, it takes kind of a second to get back to the holdover. And using this rifle, you're not sniping the same way exactly as you would with the Mosin, right? Where it's just this is just hitting them 2-3 times in a row. See, I can still hit with this gun, even though it's not very accurate, and it's only 4 times zoom. So these bastards taking my mines. Stop doing that.
Pew pew.
He's using a pistol, right? It's, I don't know if that was one of the officers or... Whoa! That was close to being a double hill. More often than not, I just plink away with this gun. I love doing it. It's kind of childish, but I love doing it. Not really worried about them getting up here, right? Because I planted 2 mines. So you can still single shot kill them, right? It just takes... See? It's like I said, you can just cream them with cream them with a headshot. That's that also works fine. It's I don't have anything against headshots. It's, so this is the Lee Enfield. It's also a bolt action, only 4 times zoom. And it's one of the fastest shooting rifle. The it's modeled after the SMLE, and it's very fast shooting bolt action rifle. It shoots something like 3 times as fast as the Mosin, right? Single shot loading, so... But again, it's only 4 times zoom, and it's... The Mosin is by far the most powerful gun for long range sniping, because it shoots so straight and the windage and holdover are so linear. It's so easy to judge. Well, for me, it's easy to judge. Right? When I sort of explain to people how to do it and what to do, then they instantly get it with the Mosin, right? That's a dirty little secret that I found out by testing all of the guns in a semi-scientific manner. And now we have actually cleared out this side of the map, unfortunately. I don't know if I want to use this this Lee Enfield or I want to use the 43. I kind of want to snipe with the 43 again, because it's the good old times, right? And this is where I learned how to snap shoot, how to snap in and out of actual sniping, because it shoots so fast that you can snap in and out, snap in and out. And instead of just having a crazy recoil, it actually becomes manageable. I never heard anyone else talk about snap shooting and snapping in and out of these things. So he's got a grenade. That's nice to know. Because that's my second favorite thing. That's grenade people right in the head. Including when playing multiplayer. That's absolutely hilarious. Like dumping something right in your head. And I also made a video to the devs about this grenade thing, because a lot of the turds, I call them, a lot of the turds are just spamming when they die. Then they just start over again. You respawn with 3 new ones, right? So they just keep on spamming, just throwing them willy-nilly. That's not the point, right? That's called spamming. If you're just throwing something out there without knowing if anything will come of it, then it's called spamming. And it's totally fine to use them in a a scientific manner. We're actually trying to hit someone that you have spotted inside a house that's hiding. That's perfectly fine, right? That's what they're there for. But they shouldn't just be thrown like absolute like gummy bears, right? People are just throwing them all over the place, not actually aiming. If they see a window, they just just fling it inside the fucking window instead of actually trying to hit something, because they know they will spawn with another 3. Right, so what's the point of actually trying to hit something? Look at the blood on the wall. When you get another 3, right? So my so I made a video of actually making it such that if you throw one and you don't get a kill, it's gone for the rest of the game, right? Let's see if we can get a strike to come down. That's not going to be fucked up, right? Of course there's nobody down here. Of course. But let's just see if we can actually get an artillery strike to go off. Yes, we can. Thank you. and then he just walks out just casually. Just, hey buddy, what's happening? Is it a coffee break? Buddy, coffee break over? What's happening? What's going on? Really? Really? Artillery strike is going on. He's just casually walking out. I actually hit that guy, right? And it's now sticking to him. I don't know if he tried to throw something back at us, but it's just amazing to see. See if we can hit more of them. You have to open the safe. You can actually just use the satchel charge, right? But there's goodies inside, and I like to use those. And if you have spent time killing the officer over there, then you might as well use the code to do some damage. He's got a Kakano, and we can actually quickly try to change rifles, right? So you can see, and Kakano is a 6x bolt action rifle. It's almost as good as the Mosin. It's got a bit more, just a tiny bit faster than the Mosin. And it's actually shoot a little bit straighter at 100 meters. But then the fall off is quite big. I think it makes more noise than the... Oh. I think it makes more noise than the Mosin. And to me, it's not as good a rifle as the Mosin. Simply doesn't shoot straight and as powerful as. See, that's why you put a mine right there. That's I'm not going to have a good day, right? It's 140. Let's see if we can hit those guys. You see the animation on that guy? Is that normal? Is that normal animation? It's kind of harder to judge the holdover. I think with this rifle, because there's a bit more, what you may call it, you're not going to like that, buddy. You're not going to. The absolute son of a bitch moved. You just have to kill you manually. Let's look through these. See if that hits him. Two grenades left. Let's kill two with one grenade. Right there. And right there. Then he moved. What the fuck? Squirmy little fucker. See, you can hit with pretty much any rifle you want. It's when you get pretty good at this, right? But like I said, not all rifles are born equal, so you could see this had more windage. You have to adjust more for wind on this, right? And now I'm getting shut up because I'm that's another way of keeping them down and making them run. To throw TNT That really, there's anyone in the area, they will just get down for like 10 seconds. And so all of these people that are there now, they were not there when I used my strike. They used the flare gun. Kind of dick. Oh, so he's down there. You can shoot relatively fast and relatively straight with this gun. It's an absolute joy to use in close quarters. It's just boom, boom, boom. When you actually know how to use it, right? See. It's not. People actually say, oh, it's not how to use. You just press. You actually have to aim. You actually have to. Actually have to be kind of accurate. You can't just plink away. You know. It's not a Tivoli. It's not that guy who's going for the. Whoa! Where's he coming? I'm not really worried about him because I have those two mines, right? So let's try killing him with silenced ammo. At 100 meters, it's really effective at 100 meters, this ammo. Did you just say time to die? What a cheeky little motherfucker. What? Did he just say that? Should we go down and just absolutely slaughter him? What a cheeky little motherfucker. You're going to die now. Oh, so he tried to flank us, and what happened? What a cheeky little bastard. Yeah, so there's not much to do, right? I may have forgotten a letter. No, that's from the basement. Yeah. Kind of have to be a little bit careful when you go down. There's like a basement and some catacombs down here. You have to be a little bit careful. And once I actually got shot through the ground, from down here. He shot up through the ground at me up there. That's pretty dick. He was standing down here. Apparently there's There's no ground when you're a soldier and you're standing down
Where's
here.
this place?
So he just shot up through the ground. I have a video of it, and I've made a video called Sniper Elite 4 Buck. So I also learned the hard way that kind of dangerous to stand down here. I was standing right here, and I've ambushed the soldier, killing him. So I was searching him, right? Searching him like this. And what happened, do you think? Just try to imagine what happened. I was at this point in the game, right? I just have to exfiltrate the area. Just have to find an exit. So there's no point in mines and ammo and nothing, right? It's just find an exit. You're at this point, there's basically no one left on the map. So I was searching the guy, and what happened, do you think? Of course, a guy shows up right behind me. Kills me. I was locked in the animation of searching. And then you're kind of locked, and you can click out of it. And you can click out of it pretty fast, right? But if he's standing like a couple of meters away from you, shooting you, doesn't matter how fast you click out of the animation, right? Shooting you in the back from a couple of feet away, and you're going to die. And I was this close. I was this close to finishing the game. That was pretty stupid. At 100 meters, it's completely linear, this gun, using silenced ammo. So in the last part of the last episode, you will actually see me change to this gun and then start sniping, because you shoot so fast, and you really, when you have the yardage down and you know where to shoot with this gun, right? Then you can just headshot on those 10 Jaegers that's down there waiting for you. And if you don't use silenced ammo, then they're really going to freak out, and they're really going to shoot back at you. So you have to move away, come back, move away, come back. And that's it. That's Monastery on again. And long-range sniping, but this time in 1440p 60p and 18 megabits. So I hope the quality is as good as I can see it on my screen and I can see on the stream on YouTube. So thank you for watching, and remember, aim yourself.